Non-consensual psychiatry should be outlawed. Consensual psychiatry should remain legal. Non-consensual psychiatry can also be referred to as psychiatric slavery. And psychiatric slavery is when people earn money from non-consensual psychiatry. Chattel slavery is when people earn money from non-consensual labor. Psychiatric slavery is when people earn money from psychiatric coercion, force, and confinement. Non-consensual psychiatry should be outlawed, and consensual psychiatry should remain legal, although it may not be a good or wise choice to utilize even consensual psychiatric services, but it should remain legal. Read the book Anatomy of an Epidemic by Robert Whitaker. Read the books that psychiatrist Thomas Szasz wrote. Read The Myth of Mental Illness. Read Psychiatry, the Science of Lies. Read Insanity, the Idea and Its Consequences. Read Suicide, Prohibition, the Shame of Medicine. Read The Myth of Psychotherapy. Read Our Right to Drugs, The Case for a Free Market. Thomas Szasz wrote about 35 books. Read Fatal Freedom, The Ethics and Politics of Suicide, also by psychiatrist Thomas Szasz. And Szasz, if you don't know, is spelled S-Z-A-S-Z. That's Sam Zebra, Apple Sam Zebra. Sam Zebra, Apple Sam Zebra. We need to see non-consensual psychiatry outlawed. Non-consensual psychiatry is legally justified. I believe it is unconstitutional, but the standard legal justification is somebody is either a danger to their own self or others, and therefore non-consensual psychiatry can be allowed. Adults should be allowed to be a danger to their own self. We should discourage it. We should discourage suicide. We should use persuasion, reason, and kindness to reduce suicides. We should use copious amounts of reason, persuasion, and kindness to reduce suicides. We should not use psychiatric coercion, force, and confinement to reduce suicides. That is morally wrong. That's a fact. If you don't understand this yet, do your own research. Read the books by Thomas Szasz. Work in the psychiatric industry. Eventually, non-consensual psychiatry will be outlawed. There will be a separation of psychiatry and state. Just like now there is a separation of church and state, at least there is supposed to be, there will be a separation of psychiatry and state. It might take 10 years, it might take 100 years, but it's going to happen. Non-consensual psychiatry has too many unintended consequences to remain. It has too many unintended consequences. I'll go into those in some other video or something, but think about it. People who support non-consensual psychiatry do it out of ignorance, obliviousness, or maliciousness, or some combination of those. There are implicit theological beliefs involved in psychiatry. The prime implicit theological belief involved with psychiatry is that living on earth is better than whatever happens in the afterlife. Whether it's nothing or heaven or hell or purgatory or whatever, the implicit theological belief embedded in psychiatry, inseparable from coercive psychiatry, is that it is better to live on earth than whatever might happen after you live on earth. And therefore, to forcibly stop suicides, we are effectively imposing implicit theological beliefs on law-abiding citizens. Because suicide is not illegal. Suicide is not technically illegal. However, suicide is effectively illegal. Suicide is effectively illegal because people can be locked up for trying to engage in it. That's why suicide is effectively illegal. And I'll say it again, it will be good if we can reduce suicides to zero. We just should not use psychiatric force and coercion and confinement to reduce suicides. We should use persuasion, reason, and kindness. We will never significantly reduce suicides while psychiatric coercion exists. According to psychiatrist Thomas Szasz, psychiatric coercion is medicalized terrorism. Psychiatric coercion is medicalized terrorism. Think about it. To medicalize something is to take some idea, some to take something and then to turn it into a medical issue. Drinking alcohol is a behavior which can result in medical diseases, and then we can medicalize alcoholism. But that, again, that's a whole nother subject. Anyway, I think I'm about done for right now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, watch my other videos, visit my websites. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night. Cheers.